that although I think he'll be very high up, because I think a lot of golf fans will vote for Rory McIlroy. I think I think he could be in the top three. I'm not saying I'd agree with him being in the top three, but I think he'll get very high up, because I think golf is like known. A lot of golf fans vote for stuff like Sports Personality of the Year.
So, are we putting his name down?
I'm suggesting it's a yes. I would.
I would agree with that. And
I'd
pick my pen up.
I'd say put him down.
Okay, and I believe, Jack, it's on to you, is it?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna throw a name out there, and the name I'm gonna throw out is Jessica Ennis.
Yes.
Fantastic role model. Did brilliantly in the Olympics again.
It was her first Olympics.
Yeah, it was her first Olympics, Jack.
Oh no! Yeah, she was injured in Beijing.
Agonisingly, she broke her ankle about
a few months before.
She won the World Championships. That's what I was thinking of.
I remember actually watching Look North, which is the Yorkshire TV, and basically the week before Jess Ennis showed her training. Yes. And a week later, she would literally, you could see her family in tears. Well, they had saying she's going to miss the Olympics.
They had a documentary following her training on the BBC, I believe it was. Yeah, I remember watching that and thinking, I hope she gets to London and did well. But I mean, for a lot of people, that could break someone. But that spurred her on, so I was very happy to see her do well.
I mean, as you said, the pressure on her was immense, and I was worried that if she buckled, she'd have quite a lot of criticism, because she was like, literally the poster girl, of the Olympics. So I think she's got to be on the list. Well, Dale, what do you think?
Well, I would 100% agree with you. She should be on the list, and I'm sure in the actual thing she also will be on the list. And they were talking about last year that it was shocking that there wasn't any women sportsmen on the list, but I think this year Jessica Ennis has really kind of shoved that down their throats really, and said, she was the poster girl of the games and she delivered, and I'm sure she'd be in amongst the top award. Tom?
Oh yeah, of course. I think basically, like I was saying, I don't know her personally, but because of the local TV, I've heard about her story, and I just think the way that she's come back from an injury, because especially the breaking of an ankle, stuff like breaking a bone, and I have seen sports people, I'll say Alan Smith, he at one time was a really quick guy, he broke his leg, and from that point on he seemed to slow down, and Jess Ennis is an athlete who has to run. If that had happened to her, she'd have no chance. So it's great to see another sports star fighting adversity to achieve their goal.
Right, so I will put her name down.
She's on the list.
Right, is it back to me?
I think it's back to you. And I think there's only one obvious choice left, and then it does go back to now personal preference.
Well, I hope we're going for the same one then.
Go on then.
Oh, I was going to go for another golfer. Is that what you were thinking, or?
Wow, no, I wasn't.
Well, maybe we'll be waiting in anticipation.
I think if you say the golfer, then I think I'll agree with you.
Some would call he was a wild card for a Ryder Cup.
I know who you're on about.
But some could then call him like the leader of the Ryder Cup, who dug them. They were at 10-4 at one point, as Jack mentioned earlier, but they got dragged basically
by the coolest man in golf.
The man who can play under pressure, Mr. Ian Poulter. Fantastic performance. He always steps up at the Ryder Cup. If he played as well at the Ryder Cup, for the majors, then he'd be like Tiger Woods. But the Ryder Cup just does something for him.
It was interesting what he said actually, just before the Ryder Cup. He said, I am more motivated for Ryder Cups than I am for major championships. And I think he really is just a team player. I think some golfers during the Ryder Cup, they win their match, and a little bit of, they feel a bit relieved because they've got their job done. Ian Poulter, you could tell, when, was looking like a Rory McIlroy match. When Rory McIlroy won, Poulter was the happiest man, there. It was really weird to see a teammate, show so much happiness. But it was, of course, because he knew that Europe, because McIlroy won, had a fighting chance of winning. Jack, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would agree with Ian Poulter. He's a guy who got me into golf, really, because of his performance at the Ryder Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before I write his name down, one key fact: played for, won for, 100% record at this year's Ryder
Cup.
Cup.
Incredible achievement. It has to be said.
So Ian Poulter is named number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
We have 6.
4 left.
Pick.
Also, a maybe on Sarah Story.
I'll tell you one thing. We've got six dashes. Now it goes down to personal preference. Now I know that there's another cyclist who people will talk about, but you know what? I'm gonna go and say it. I honestly think, and I know this will get a no, but I'm gonna say it. Paul Scholes. Now I just think during this is somebody who retired and he changed Manchester United. I don't think he'll get a place personally, but maybe the Lifetime Achievement Award, because he has achieved a lot during his career. And I personally think that this will be his last year for Manchester United. So I'm throwing it out there, possibly as a lifetime achievement rather than the actual sports personality. But what are your thoughts?
With lifetime achievement, I can't disagree. He's got to be up there.
I think that's what I'm more aiming at.
Yeah, if it's not this year, then in the coming years, I'm sure he certainly deserves it. But for the top 10, if you look at the facts, he came back halfway through the season, and Manchester United, although they came close in the league, they actually had a trophy of the season last season.
Well, they did win the Community Shield.
I will just say that 1 is a bit iffy, and number 2, Paul Scholes was in retirement at that point, so I'm not sure we can have him on this list. But a lifetime achievement, definitely.
I think we should create a new one for the lifetime.
Certainly got to have him on the lifetime achievement. He's one of the greatest midfielders that this country's produced.
Well, this guy is so good that the likes of Xavi, Iniesta, Messi said that Paul Scholes was like an idol to them when they were growing up.
He was featured heavily in the training school for Barcelona youth. And is there a bigger compliment in football?
No, I don't think there is.
I'll tell you another small thing about Paul Scholes. Have you ever seen Paul Scholes walk? He never stops. Ever. It's always on the move.
I think you always say he never stops running.
Yeah.
Right.
I have seen him stop running. I saw him at a shopping centre. And he wasn't running there. So Jack, you make statements like that.
If we were doing one for lifetime achievement, my vote would be yes.
I think that's where I'm going to actually put him.
Should we put him on the side saying lifetime achievement?
Put him on lifetime achievement, yeah.
But not on the actual...
Well, to be honest, I just wanted to mention a footballer, and I don't think there will be another one mentioned, because I don't think any of them really deserve it, so...
Right, Jack, have you got a name?
Right, well, you might disagree with me, but I think after continuous years of disappointment, Katherine Granger, the rower. I'm sorry, but we've got Ian Poulter in.
I would say no.
Why?
The reason I'm saying no is I feel that a lot of these people have had success before.
She hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. She has, because she's always been so close so far. I think, she's had a great sporting achievement, but...
I'm not talking about lifetime achievement, I'm talking about top 10 here.
No, I'm not talking... I don't think she deserves a place in the top 10.
Well, I'm not sure Ian Poulter deserves a place in the top 10.
Well, Jack, you did agree with it.
Begrudgingly. I would put Ian Poulter alongside Katherine Granger as well.
I'll just say, I'll use your quote, Ian Poulter got me into golf.
Yeah.
Well, Katherine Granger didn't get me into rowing, so...
I could put her as maybe and see where we are at the end.
Yeah, I just think right now there are some names that I think have been missed out, which... I do just think she's been the nearly woman so many times.
That's I think why I think she should go in, because she's come back after so many times and got that gold medal.
Right. Well, it's on the maybe pile, but the trouble is though, it's a name problem. But you might be able to find out the name. I'm sure you can find out the name for me, Tom.
Go on then.
It's I think it was Taekwondo, the Welsh